Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm going to be doing a reading for the collective. So since it is a reading for the collective, take what resonates and leave the rest. Ooh, I had this in the last week, about a week ago. Shri Bala. Divine child with wisdom beyond her years, the old soul with deep knowing dwells within our hearts. She urges you to commit to your most passionate inspirations, completely and without hesitation. There are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have a greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you recognize. Believe in yourself, even if no one else does. It is not imagination that drives you towards your destiny, but an instinctive recognition of your true purpose. Validation from others will come later. Your path is authentic and you are destined to succeed. So is there something that you've been working on, some passion project, something that excites you, the most excitement? Not up here as much as in here. Like when you're doing that work, it doesn't feel like work. There's a reason why you feel that draw to it. There's a reason why it feels like it creates an opportunity for you to be the most you in that moment when you're doing that, and creates a space of no time, no space. Maybe when you're doing it, time flies. It feels like an invitation to trust your instincts, that there's a reason why you're drawn to that, whatever that is. Wow, number one, breakthrough into light. First card. So you might be starting a new cycle. And maybe in the cycle, you are following your intuition and following your excitement. The need to break through negative energy habits or thoughts arises whenever our inner self is ready to outgrow what has been. This is an exciting and positive development. It might feel confronting to recognize our negativity. It can even be difficult to let go of its familiarity. We can learn to rely on negative thinking as a safety or self-protection mechanism, or even as a way of fitting in with the crowd. This card brings the message that a loving refreshment of your thoughts and energies is due and will support you in moving forward on your life path. So both of these cards speak on letting go of the negative Nellies around you who are dream squashers. I'm getting that if you have people around you who are like, well, you like doing this, but how many people can support themselves, and what about this and what about that? They are projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. They might not be the best. Follow your own intuition, follow your own guidance. It's always wonderful to use people as a sounding board for ideas. But if you keep going to the same person and the same person just squashes every dream, everything that makes you feel happy, why do you keep choosing to go to that person? Maybe they're not the right person. And it also feels like an invitation to believe in yourself and let go of the need for others to validate you, to learn how to validate yourself. With that, your animal totem for this reading collective is bear, boundaries, stand your ground. So maybe the people who are dream squashers that are very fearful in their own life, it's good to put up boundaries, not just with them, but anybody who feels they know better than you know for yourself. Boundaries can be as simple as no, thank you. Do you want to do that? No. But no is a real easy. You don't need to justify. You don't need to make excuses why you're changing your mind. You can just, that is my answer. You will get pushback on people who are trauma bonded or trying to keep you trauma bonded, people who gain from your lack of boundaries are not going to, people who have access to you whenever they want, and they're not going to enjoy your newfound boundaries with them. Just be prepared for that, and that's okay. And it doesn't make you selfish. It's good practice. And when I started creating boundaries, I practiced it everywhere with strangers out and about, no, thank you. Please don't do that. Can I have my space? Thank you. And also with the people around you. If you've been playing the game of pleasing everybody, feeling the need that you need to please everybody to keep them around you, they are hoping, they're buying on that your insecurities and need to do things to be valuable to people to keep them in their lives is the picture they're working on off you. And so if you're like, I really don't need people who are draining and not reciprocating with their energies. So, all right. Interesting. Very similar cards right off the bat as yesterday's, I think, love reading. So let's find out what's going on with you, collective. In the past, you've been in the energy of control. This feels like you taking control of your life, taking responsibility for your actions. When you start taking responsibility for your life and saying, maybe even displeasing some people and saying, that's a boundary I don't want crossed, and asking for conscious agreements. Do we agree that this is a boundary? Do you understand that? And do you respect that? And I want to see that happening. When that happens, then you are taking your power back. You are taking responsibility for taking care of yourself. You're not giving up your power that someone else, well, I trust them, and so them stomping over. No, I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking my power back. And by doing this, it looks like it's put you in a real 9 of Cups mode where you're being blessed. Now, energetically speaking, if you are resonating with this, if you have been setting new boundaries, if you are following your passions, if you are taking your power back and taking responsibility for taking care of yourself, taking responsibility for your energy, the energy you walk into the room with, then blessings, of course, are going to follow, not as some kind of reward, but just energetically speaking. If your energy is scattered and you are giving your energy and your power away to others and not taking care of yourself, your energy is literally scattered. That person has my energy, that person, they can all, it kind of goes with a victim mentality that they can do, and that's the agreements we've been having. And so you're not taking responsibility for the choices that you make. When you start making boundaries and taking responsibility and saying, this is my life, this is my energy, I'm in charge of it, nobody else is, then your energy is coming back into your space. You're not trying to chase people's validation and people's opinions. And by pulling your energy back and having it all readily at hand, then you create a more feminine energy dynamic where a manifesting mode where more energy can find you because your energy is here within. And so blessings start showing up just as a side effect of taking care of yourself and taking responsibility and growing and evolving, bringing your energy in. Boy, a lot of you, it looks like this owning your power is bringing your consciousness forward in a really powerful way. Like, it feels like whatever this passion project is, whatever you're excited the most about right now, whenever you're watching this reading, there's like this drive. Without your energy being scattered, you are also able to utilize and step into your masculine energy, which is just this focus of where you want to go and what you want to do. So, way to go. You have everything that you need. You have everything that you need at your hands. You are manifesting this. This is a great reading. Look at you. You are clear on what you want. You have everything that you need within you. You've got this high level of skill. And what is interesting is it feels like you, for a long time, had these visions, these ideas, these thoughts, these fantasies, and it feels like in the past you started taking action towards what you want. Instead of making it a theory of how you want to exist, you started enacting. And karma really is action. So whatever action's out, actions come back. So since in the past you had these new revelations, taking responsibility, creating boundaries for yourself, that you've allowed so many blessings to come into your life, and you are taking action. You're taking all that theory, the theory of you, and putting it into the action of you. It looks really powerful. Way to go. So in present time, you're in the energy of find balance. So this is like Two of Pentacles in the original tarot. So what I'm getting is immediately there's a message of finding balance between whatever this passion project is and spending time with friends And you want, as it feels like you're going into this new cycle. And as you go into this new cycle, you don't want it to all be about the passion project. You want to make sure that you are also balanced and you have friends and you have family, whether they're your family or found family around you. You want a healthy body, making sure that you take care of yourself, you're getting enough sleep, you're eating well. So it's not all your eggs in one basket. It feels like now that you've been going through this, that you are impervious to manipulation, like emotional manipulation, emotional control. Feels like you would now spot that a mile away if someone's trying to manipulate you. Because you have this inner truth that you have not just been a philosophy, an idea, a concept, you've been putting it into action. You feel really confident, grounded, solid. There might be something going on right now that an unfairness. Unfairness. It might be guilt as well. I'm getting to when you're in a really solid place, if something something unwanted, less pleasing pops up, an obstacle, a difficulty, that can you create space for you to be in this amazing growing space, putting who you are into action, and allow for setbacks and delays and things not going as you expected. Is that, could you see the value in having something difficult coming up, that things not going at your ego's desire of timing, like not ego timing, but divine timing? Can you make space for, I'm on a glow up, I'm doing great, and with every obstacle that comes in my path, I just get stronger and stronger. So instead of inviting, I need ease so I can maintain this energy, instead, whatever comes down the road is, everything that happens is for my highest and greatest good. So this obstacle coming up in front of me when I'm feeling so good must be something to make me stronger. And I'm curious about what that lesson is, because I know I'm going to defeat it, or not defeat it, I'm going to learn from it. Defeating it feels like resistance, and you don't want to resist obstacles. No, the birds agree. You want to release your resistance so you can have the clarity and understanding of why it's coming up, what it's showing you. What is this reflection teaching me? It might be, wow, what is it teaching you? It might be teaching you that to end some more cycles. I know you've been through a lot of closing a lot of cycles. it feels like the more that you let go of cycles that no longer serve you, of you're like, I'm done with that lesson. It's not a judgment against this person, these people, these groups, this situation. It's not a judgment on them. It is just merely, I am done with the energy. I've learned all that I want to learn from being in that energy, and that they want to stay in that, and however they feel and view me is okay. That's their perspective. I'm done though. I'm done playing in that energy. I've learned enough. Do you feel the difference between that and they're doing this, like making them a monster that you had to leave from, instead of, they're still wanting to stay in this energy of whatever it is. I'm no longer wanting to stay in that energy. And so I'm just removing and moving on. I'm healing. I'm removing myself. I'm healing and moving on to something else, something that's exciting and that I'm interested in. Your higher self is saying, heal, heal. So you might notice, I'm getting, there might be some fluctuations, like some weeks and parts of months, you're so social and out there and it feels really good. And then all of a sudden, you're kind of more isolated again. And I'm getting that this is natural, to allow the ebb and flow. Keep working. I like the Knight of Pentacles. What I've noticed about the energy of this card is, and this knight is, yeah, he is at a standstill. His horse isn't even moving forward. So he's the slowest knight in the deck. However, there's this hard work. He's pacing himself and knows he will get to where he's going. He's got this amazing focus, so he can see and observe what's going on. I'm really drawn into conservation, like he's conserving his energy and very responsible about, so it feels like this passion project might also have to do with your job, or you want it to be your job. I wonder if you've noticed, the more that you take back your energy and focus on where you want to go, and the more you shed and close out cycles and let go of things that no longer serve you, if you've noticed that your health has also improved. You've surrendered. It feels like you have this faith in yourself, faith in divine guidance. It feels like if this doesn't sound like you're being invited to let go of what you think life needs to be, or let go of what you think life is based on what it's been in the past. Are you ready for not just a new chapter, but a new book? Are you willing to sacrifice and let go of some things, cut your losses, so you can move forward. It feels like cutting your losses is an ego issue, and thinking that you need something outside of yourself instead of I have everything that I need within me. Your challenge right now is rebuild. So going with this same thing that I was just saying, the challenge is to rebuild new, rebuild anew, rebuilding yourself in the way that you've always wanted to be, being the most you can be, instead of trying to placate others, have you been a bit of a chameleon? Like you're like this with this person, this with this person, so you're more of a reflection of what they need. That's kind of a trauma response, instead of showing up as yourself and accepting that some people aren't going to like how I'm showing up, and that's a-okay, because I'm being honest. And by being myself, I'm being fully myself at all times. I am allowing them to make a decision if they choose to be around me anymore. Then that's a valid decision for themselves. And that will also help me find people who I don't have to change who I am. I'm going to attract people who like who I am, not like who I am for them, but like who I am, who resonate with that energy. So rebuilding and trusting, learning from ways of being that did not work for you, and not needing someone else to be the bad guy as much as I'm not going to choose that energy anymore. I'm learning from choices that I made in the past that I would not make those choices today. And that does not make past you a bad person. There's no judgment on past you. There's just like past me turned right. And I got a very clear view of what turning right, I've learned a lot of lessons. And this time, if I'm given that choice, it's not that that was a wrong choice. I would just prefer to go the other way. So a gentleness with past you. Feel like right now is also a challenge to be the leader that you've always wanted to be. Even if that's just leading yourself. Only you know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, what a great journey. I'm curious to find out what my wants are. If I'm letting go of everybody else's expectations of how I need to show up, how do I want to show up? Who am I? What are my wants and desires if I'm not listening to society and family and friends and the people in my work environment? It feels like the challenge is really owning your power. Owning your power and turning that into passion, on turning that into focusing that into what will bring you what you're most excited about, what excites you the most. Your challenge is giving yourself, looking at your personal beliefs in a clear way, an honest way, being honest with yourself, and giving yourself permission to go against the grain, the grain of society, the grain of what needs to be done. A challenge is that you're having is maybe some emotional baggage. Maybe that's what's coming up. Right now, there is something in present time coming up, an obstacle, and some cycle that's coming to an end. And also, again, a challenge to remember to celebrate. Celebrate every day. Not, I'm going to celebrate when I finally achieve. Then you're withholding the celebration until someday in the future, whenever that point is. Whereas the energy of celebration is something like a muscle that needs to be activated every day so it grows in momentum. Because if you withhold and say, all right, 2 years from now, I'm going to make this much money and I'm going to focus my head down and I'm not going to do anything else and I'm not going to be happy until I reach that goal. And the universe is like, all right, you won't be happy until you reach that goal. And then you reach that goal and you don't have access to the energy of celebration and joy. You might have worked so hard that you don't have people around you to celebrate with. So trusting whatever it is that you want for yourself in the future, what can you give of that, even if it's just the energy or the feeling of it right now. I think that makes sense. So, all right, that's your reading. I hope this was helpful. Welcome to all my new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like. I love the comments. Thank you so much. Take care.